Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to the channel. Behind me here is my Rocky Mountain Instinct, and I have the ProGuard bolt-on mini on the front. We're going into fall, so now is the time of year that I would switch it out for the standard length. It's the same fender, bolts right on, really easy to do. But Rapid Racer Products came out with a new version. So this year, I'm gonna go and put that one on. So this is the version 2 of the ProGuard. Let's take a look at some of the differences. So the new version 2 and the version 1 actually look quite a bit different from each other. This one's definitely round in this area, where this one has a new shape, and that is just for more compatibility. You can now bolt these onto a whole bunch of RockShox forks, which is new for the ProGuard. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of research and development that goes into making this thing work bolt on to that many different forks. So I'm pretty sure that's why the shape is different. And the biggest thing that I like is this seal protector is way bigger now, and the rubber pad that goes on it is much bigger than the first version. I never had any issues with this fender at all. I'm a big fan of them. They work very well. But let's get this version 2 bolted on. So the instructions and everything you need is just right on the inside. Yeah, it's important. Cool the rubber pads. And that's the first thing that's going to come out. So these are the rubber pads that they're talking about. So I'm going to go put those in the freezer. Comes with the wrench. It has the ball on the end, which is awesome for putting these on, because you do have to put it in an angle sometimes. And then every fender comes with this. It has these shims, and they raise the front or they raise the back of the fender, and that's just a cosmetic thing. So that it just shims it kind of this way or this way. And it is for a sun tour. Got an M6 bolt. For the Olands, M4 bolts. And for the Fox and Marzocchi, it comes with a stability bracket and the 2 bolts. We'll put these in the freezer and we'll put this thing on. So I got the pads in the fridge cooling down. I happened to find something in the fridge. So first I'll just pull off the old one. I did a previous fender install video and I put it on a dirty bike. Holy man, that got some comments, so nice and clean this time. So there's the 2 bolt holes there. If you're installing a fender for the first time, make sure that those holes are nice and clean. You can blow them out with air, and if they look pretty good, you can always put the screw in first without the fender on and make sure it goes in nice and smoothly. So for this install, I have to use the Fox 36 stability bracket. There's several other brackets, so if you're gonna buy one of these fenders, go to Rapid Racer Products webpage, and they have a pretty good chart that shows which bracket you're going to need for your install. So that's an important step. So on the Fox 36, this is why we need that stability bracket. So if you hold that in there, you can see that gap there. That gap is because those bolt holes protrude from the face of the crown. So the stability bracket is essentially a spacer that fits around that. So to install the stability bracket, it has dowels there, and there's holes on the front face. Just slides in like that. And then the fender can slide in, and now it sits nice and flush. I always like to do a dry fit to make sure it's gonna work before I do anything, before I stick on the pads. And that is gonna work perfectly. So these rubber pads are a little bit tricky. All right, there we go. And you just put them right where it shows. And then you can peel off the front plastic. These pads are really important. You can see on my old one where it's dented. So that sits right on the inside of the fork, right by the seal. And it really just makes this thing really stable. Get the stability bracket. You do have to kind of squeeze the fender in. And then we open up this bag here. It's got the two M3 bolts. So if you didn't like how the fender sits like that, you can add one of these other shims. It's thicker on the top, thinner down there, and this will raise the front end up, or you can put the other one in that'll shim it out this way and lower the front. But I think it sits pretty good just the way it is. One thing for sure that's better is that extra bit of plastic on the seals. The old Fender, it just barely made it down to that contact point, where now this is sitting pretty much in the middle of that pad. So that's just gonna give the fork seal a little bit extra protection. It looks pretty much the same, which means it's gonna work really well. So that's the version 2 of the ProGuard bolt-on, and that's the standard length. This is what it looks like after 3 years of use. It looks almost brand new. A little bit of wear on the rubber pads, but that's it. Fantastic product. I absolutely love them. I have them on all my bikes. One thing that does happen from time to time is an arbutus leaf gets stuck up in there, or a pine cone, and it makes a little bit of noise for just a couple seconds, and it usually clears itself out. But there's one thing I always have, is a pretty clean face after a ride. So I'm not sure why more racers don't use a fender like this. Even the Mini gives you better protection than those zip tie fenders, and they do a really good job of keeping your face clean. And visibility is key when you're riding a bike, so why not use one? I hope you enjoyed the video today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.